So in today's video, we're doing our hair. We're actually finishing my hair. And then we're going to get into the next set of things. So we can complete the look. Okay. Toss. Let me get myself more comfortable. Here, we're wearing shorts, so in case anybody got any concerns, I have on shorts. Right there. Yeah. Sports FC 8713. Hello, and hello Alex VR34. Hello to you both. We are finishing our hair up, and then we're gonna go ahead and see what else we're gonna do. We're completing the whole look. Javid Shah. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. How do you do? Julia. Hello. I'm not sure what those baby bottles full of milk is for. I will say this. I just hope it's not what I think it is that you're referring to. That's all. That's all. Because you'll get in trouble. Finish this, then we're going to let the waves, the curls out. Oh, I've been doing this since I was a teenager. I won't say the exact age, but I've been doing it since a teenager. Took me one interesting experience in somebody else touching my hair, and then from that moment on, from being a teenager of a certain age, I said, you know what, I'm going to start doing it myself. I've been doing it ever since. And now I'm in my 30s. So it takes practice and a little bit of YouTube University. Yeah. Troy. I understand the vernacular behind yo. That's slang, but what's up? What's good? I guess that's what you're trying to say. Alex, thank you very much. I'd like to think my English is. It's okay, thank you. I'm doing good, Troy. I'm doing good. That is a good idea, Julia. Thank you. Appreciate that. In a lot of ways, this is therapeutic for me. Because I got videos on my channel. I do a combination of different things. So I do hair occasionally on here too. Hair, pedicures, all that other stuff. I am in the United States, Alex. But my primary thing I talk about is hygiene and taking good care of yourself, taking time out for yourself, how to do that. I also teach you how to take care of your hair. That comes from me learning from me being a teenager after that interesting experience I had. Maybe one day I'll have a chance to tell that story. The last time I let somebody touch my hair to do it professionally. That literally was the last. That literally was the last time. That literally was the last time I was a teenager. After that, I was like, let's get the ball rolling the other direction. Let me learn how to do it myself. And so I share and teach other people occasionally how to do it themselves, how to take care of the hair that is underneath. Didn't hear. I'm from the United States, Alex. That is where I am from. Okay, we got that one out the way. Now let's get this one out the way. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on your level. What, with the vocabulary? I've been blessed to learn both. I've had people tell me, you got an accent. I'm like, what do you mean? Are you from South Carolina, North Carolina? Hopefully y'all doing okay after the storm. But I've had people tell me that. Right? No, I'm here from Florida, Sunshine State. Okay. But by the grace of God, I can also speak proper English. They take practice. They take practice. How you doing? Then, how are you doing? You see the difference there? What are you looking for? Where I grew up, this is how they see it. What you hunting? What you looking for? It's just, you can do both. There's just so much beauty in that because you can, I think they call that code switching. I just prefer to be myself. But whenever you need, it's always important to know how to, do that where you need to be professional because it comes in handy. It comes in. The key is to remain true to yourself so that way when somebody tries to say, oh, well, you trying to talk, talk like you vanilla. I ain't gonna say the other word. You can just simply say, no, I don't talk like I'm vanilla. If you read between the lines, what I'm saying, I just speak proper English, regardless of what my race is. Regardless. I just have always wanted to just make sure I'm pronouncing stuff correctly. Because I've had my name butchered before by a lady who everybody called crazy. And she wasn't crazy. It's just she was going through crisis. That's a difference. She wasn't crazy. I think I need to link that video again that contains the timestamp about how my name was butchered. But I turned out to learn two of the biggest lessons in my life that still impact me today. A little, almost 10 years later. It has still impacted my life. And even before that lady came along at the job I was working at the time, I still was like, okay, I still had people talking about, oh, well, you talk like you vanilla. You read between the lines. Hi, Jesse. JJR2. Used to live in Maryland. I hear Maryland got some fire seafood. I'm trying my best not to talk about food right about now. I really am. See, you done seen the countryside. I'm talking with that now. That's what I'm most comfortable with. But now I can't talk like you do, unfortunately. It's okay. It's important to be yourself. Like, you still need to expand your vocabulary and know when to speak professionally, know when to carry yourself professionally. But all in all, just be yourself. Don't let that take away from who you actually are and how you actually talk. I've had people, as long, we in year 5 on this YouTube channel, so You are welcome, JJR too. Cause I've had people like, oh well, you don't say shea butter like that, shea. It's the southern drawl. I'm still working on that stuff. But if I wanted to, I can just go through and just it take practice, but you can literally just a whole accent go. But I love it. I love this is what I was born with. So this is what I'm most comfortable with. But anytime I need to be professional, I can do that. It comes in handy. I can tell you the many times it's come in handy. It's come in handy before I ever worked my first job, and I worked and I was going to high school, and there was this situation that went on where this I won't call names. I'm a person I won't call names because the story is mine to tell, but me telling the names I could leave that out. There was an unprofessional situation happening, and that was the first time when I went to the teacher, and she said, "Man, you handle you. I appreciate you handling this very professional." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Just the fact that I went to her in private and discussed about this and how I feel. That's how professional, mature people handle stuff. They don't go out here and smear your name and be all over the place and be totally unreasonable. There's a way to do it. Yeah. Shout out to the teachers. Shout out to the teachers. Appreciate you, Alex, contributing to our educational system. We need more of it because I'm nervous for these kids, and I have nieces and nephews, and so I'm nervous. If for not any other reason other than that. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. I love children and I love teachers too because it's y'all not appreciated enough. That's how I feel. I used to work 7-Eleven markets. And I bet you used to meet like all kinds of people with different accents. I love accents. I love accents in people. I never once thought until it was pointed out to me that I also have one. I love it. Because then it's just first the accent tells you where a person is from, what culture they grew up in, their dialect, their cultures, their slang. It teaches you a lot. On Fridays, it was really hard days. Ooh, I can't imagine the interesting people that you met. I have met some working since I've joined the workforce a little over 10 years ago. Some very interesting people and some very funny people too. Lived in downtown Baltimore. I hear now. To correct me if I'm wrong. I keep hearing that Baltimore, in some areas, y'all. I thought New York, where the people was the rudest. I'm hearing that about Baltimoreans, however you say it. Let me know. I don't like to run off of hearsay. I do not like to run off of hearsay at all. I like to talk to the people that's actually been in the area, currently live in the area, or no longer live in the area anymore. I thought New Yorkers was the rudest out the bunch. And that's no shade to New York to the New Yorkers. I don't know if I got the accent right. Yeah, it just lets you know the background of where people come from. I love accents. I tell you the one that just be like having me like, what did you say? Patois from Jamaica. It's like you understand what they're saying, but it's like you don't understand. And it's like, hold on, I need you to slow it down. There's certain things in certain cultures you'll pick up, and you just have to be careful because you need to know the origin of things. Certain things you can't say around certain cultures because it means certain things to other people, and they may take offense to where another culture won't take offense. You feel me? I gained a whole new appreciation for mothers about 10 years ago when I worked with just a whole team full of mothers. And I'm talking about they had different ranges of children from little small teenager to almost out the house, one out the house, three of them out the house, in college, one still in elementary, some in just starting middle school, all kind of stuff. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you being a teacher and staying in the game for however long you've been in the game of teaching. We need more teachers. I keep hearing them just leave and about that. They don't pay y'all enough. They don't. Y'all are literally stewarding, teaching an entire generation that's going to be sitting in our offices, sitting in our stores, owning businesses, soon to be CEOs, and they're going to be impactful. So it's important that we have good teachers in place. That's what I don't like to see. They tend to drive the good ones out. And that's not shade. I've had a handful of good teachers. They usually, from what I hear, they usually give the good teachers a hard time. It's like, they're the ones you need to keep on the roster. You feel me? Especially when it comes to sticking up for them kids. I had one stick up for me, take up for me. He's trying to bother me. She said, leave him alone. Jessica, such and such. Leave alone. It didn't pretty much bother me the rest of that year, nor the rest of the time I was at that school. I won't tell you what grade I was in, but we was definitely old enough to know better. Like, do you want that lady to call your parents down here? I hope she's doing okay. Her and a few select others, even one since I've been in college and graduated. I've had a handful of good teachers combined across elementary, middle, high school, and college. And while I've never been an official teacher, I have. That's the area my calling is in. So I teach here. I teach you all here. I teach things I wish they would have taught in high school, middle school about, your body and puberty and stuff like that. I teach the extra stuff. This is stuff I had to learn on my own, have other people teach me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to set the example and be the better example. And that's not shade to whoever taught the classes in physical education and, the birds and the bees and all other stuff like that. I appreciate them for what they taught, because now looking at the sphere of teachers, like, they want to restrict the curriculum. They can't teach certain things. So I'm just like, okay. That gives me 10 million times more of an appreciation for teachers. It really does. I'm not just saying that. I'm like, I started to see them lesson plans, and I started hearing different content creators who retired from being teachers and the stuff they had to go through. My goodness. And how they gain a whole, that's their kids, their class, it's the kids. So even if they have kids or not, it's like, well, I got them students as my church. I saw, you know what this brings me to? I so would be this teacher if I was in the teacher sphere. But then I just know I would have to walk out that building and go try some other profession. Did you hear about the lady? And I don't do gossip. I actually saw this myself. across on these internets. They got the lady in trouble. The parents had the nerve to be infuriated because she created a self-care box for the students, and she put it at the door full of feminine hygiene, deodorant, basic items like that out her own pocket. And so in case, snacks at the door in case they needed anything. Me personally, I don't have anything. I'm I'm an aunt, okay? I'm an aunt. I don't find that to be a problem. Sometimes kids is in a rush. I mean, you asking these children to come to school at 7 and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's a shift. That's a work shift, except for it's school for them. They don't get paid for that. And sometimes, even no matter how much they prepare, they may forget something. That's kids for you. They may forget something. The best thing you do is just encourage them to prepare, slide one deodorant, one box of tissue in there, whatever else they need for the girls, the same. Just make sure they have their little, little kit there full of their lady stuff in there. And she set it at the door. She had a little makeshift shelf. I don't really have an issue with it. I just, why create a problem when there's not a problem? Because some kids, they may not have their parents may not have the resources, where maybe they just don't have the snacks, the deodorant, the breath spray. They just don't have it. And the teacher's like, you know what, let me pick up the slack. That's the mark of a good teacher. One good quality. Those are the ones they like to give a hard time to. I'm like, why? Why do you do that? I don't understand it. I don't. I will never understand it. I just don't. Why? They will sit there and give the good teachers a hard time. I don't understand. One second. I'll be back soon with the unmuting completely. My apologies. Is it pronounced Shaik? How do you do? As you can see, I was really focused here. Hope you're doing well. And if you're not here, then that's okay. If you come back, that's okay then too. Just gotta balance doing this with chatting with y'all, and we'll be fine. Takes practice. Outer area done. My stomach talking to me. My stomach talking to me. I know what that means. My stomach is snapping fingers, doing steps while I'm trying to do this by myself. Oh, this is happy weight here. But I've been able to keep it off. I lost that weight. I showed it in last year's birthday vlog. I'm surprised I can wear these. They have a lot of space in between them and the waist part, so that's always good. Take some consistency to keep that weight off once you get it off in a certain area, even if that area is head to toe. Yeah. I like how these waves is coming out. A little bit of waves there. That's nice. Those are nice waves. That's nice. You get all that deodorant rubbed in. Clinical. In this hot weather, you better. Wavy braid, a little bit, just a little wavy. It's not up to satisfactory standards, so I mean I got to dip it again after this. Just looking up periodically because I don't want to miss anybody commenting or sharing anything in the comments. Okay, move this around. Hold on. Move some stuff around here. Mute real quick. I'm still here. And we're getting ourselves together. Quick mute again. We are back. We are back. Hi, Sean. Why are you crying? Let us talk. Only if you want to. You're not required to, but if you want to chat, we can chat about it. Maybe I can help in some way. And if you don't want to share it, that's fine too. That is it's itchy. It's so itchy. Ugh. Hold on. Have to sanitize hands. Okay. Why does she want to fight you? I have some stories to tell about fights. Shut up, woman. Shut up. kids can be kind of. I'm searching for a word that is not mean, but means the word mean. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry that happened to you, baby. Yeah. Boys that age, he's not yet a man. You can almost expect that from some of them. That's why I said some, not all. Big difference, because not all of them act that way. Some are very mature for their age. You just having to run into one where he ain't there yet. So I'm sorry that happened to you. You'll meet somebody that's much, much better, and you'll probably forget what his last name is in about 3 to 5 years. So probably about this time next year, you won't remember the boy's last name or first name. I'll tell you the truth. That's not to dismiss how you're feeling. So have your time. Eat a cookie or two. Don't eat a whole thing of ice cream. That's not the way. Don't turn to food for comfort. Cry it out if you need to. Pick yourself back up. Get your hair done. Focus on yourself and your studies. And you'll be fine. Yeah. Even for it to be a joke and that was the first thing coming to his mind, it's like I saw red flags going up, but hey, that's just how I view it. This is my opinion. You have to decide for yourself how you want to continue with people that they're very interesting people. And most importantly, forgive them. Well, definitely want to make sure you do that. Playful Kitten for Life. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining the family. I'm here finishing my hair that I started. And then I may dip it again to put these nice, pretty waves in it because some of them didn't come out the way I wanted. Yes, that's the thing. It's like you still want to have your standards even as a young girl. You still want to have your standards. And sometimes that means you'll get overlooked. I may be able to share some of those stories when I'm allowed one day. Having standards isn't the most popular thing, but at the end of the day, when they come back to you and it's like they looking straight crazy talking about some, hey, I overlooked you, or they don't really say them words and they trying to come back to holler or say something. It's like, yeah, they're going to remember. It's just they don't tell you that they remember. You setting the standard. They don't treat you like a square, but then when they grow up, they're like, no, that square is a hot item. That's usually how the cookie crumbles. And I've been there and done that. Whatever is of importance to you as a young teenager, or even if you're about to be a teenager, it's like you feel like your whole world's falling apart. And I'm saying this not as any way at all to dismiss your feelings, because they're valid right now. You're a young girl. Your crush just acted kind of crazy. It's okay. It happens. Sometimes people don't like you back. It's okay. But they'll one day you grow up and you meet somebody that like you just as much as them, just as much as you like them, and they give you that same, I hate this word, but it's the best way to describe it. They give you that, one day you'll meet somebody and grow up and they're gonna give you the same energy that you give them back to them. Do you hear me? It's gonna be reciprocated. And that right there is gonna be a godsend. And that is why you have your standards and you maintain those. Exactly why. Because they may not remember you for anything else except for, well, dang, Shar put her foot down. Use that for an example. Shar put her foot down. They're going to remember that. Right now, it's like, oh, I just want Papa Girls. Oh, I just want to do this and this and this. And boys at that age, they want the path of least resistance. Yeah, and you can't do that. Not if you want to be respected. Middle school story, baby, I got stories. And I'm going to have to put them in Brave Girl chats because, baby, although it was middle school, there's still a whole lot you could learn. Still a whole lot you could learn. I got stories from all levels of school. Elementary, all the way to college. Pre-college. When you see classmates outside of school, that too. All kinds. Just whenever I am allowed to tell these stories. Keep the notifications on in case y'all don't have them. And if you're new here listening in, might want to hit that red button. That's all. I don't know what stories right now I'm allowed to tell, and so I have to wait for approval. That's how I roll. I don't just be like, hey, I'm gonna tell my whole life story. No, there's some select stories I can tell. There's some I'm just gonna keep with me my whole life, and probably ain't fin to tell. So that's how that got to go. It's better that way because then I'm only sharing what is beneficial to y'all or whatever is beneficial to whomever's going to watch it. Should it be live? Should it be edited? Or if it is live and they don't catch it on the replay. But I got some stories. So as soon as I get approval which ones to tell, oh, you're going to see that notification come through. And of course, I'm not giving names. I don't do that. I don't do that. We don't do that over here. We don't do that. And that's not shade. I don't do that. I personally don't do that. Redact the names, tell the story. I think some people feel like because maybe other people are involved in their story, whether it's their life story or a certain area from a certain chapter of their life, that, oh, well, you ain't got a right to. No, you do, because if you were involved in it and you had a party, then you got a right to tell the story. Just keep their name out of it. Ask God about it. How you want me to tell this, or should I tell it at all? I guess it is something. All right, let me get into these comments right here. Oh, yeah. I would say take some time to think about it and just make a note of the people that are calling you out your name for breaking up with them, because sometimes you need to do that. And make sure you forgive those people calling out your name, but then let them know, hey, never to call me that name ever again. And make sure you tell them that respectfully. Anytime they just calling you names for doing something, it's like, I just be questioning, like, what's going on here? Yeah, now's the time to take your time. You are not in a rush. I don't know how old you are, and if you did share it previously, please do forgive me. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me? All right. So I just got approval of one story I could tell. I ain't gonna say in which level of school I was in, but it has to do with wigs. So you know how in classes they have you to change classes and the bell rings, and then you go from one class to another, and you know that time frame that you have to walk from one class to another unless it's next door. Okay, so in those days, this had been several years into me learning how to do my own hair, still perfecting everything. I wore a wig, okay? There's no shame in my game. So I wore it. Every time, and then so I had been wearing it for a while. Long story short, there was this tree I kept walking underneath. It had almost gripped my wig and slipped it back. I had been getting away with walking underneath it, and one branch would grab me, and I would get away free and go about my day, and okay, shrug it off. One day, that branch said, "I bet you need to dial it back. You've been walking underneath this tree for too long. I'm gonna capture this, you and this wig, before they put lace in wigs." Yeah, I walked underneath it. This time it slid back. Mind you, this was not lace, full cap, all tracks. Okay. Two girls coming the opposite of me. They were going the opposite way to go to class. They saw it. They laughed. I wasn't mad because, one, I knew I had been getting away with walking underneath this specific tree. I knew better. I thought, oh, it's going to go the same way that day too. And didn't. It slid me, but it didn't slid back all the way. It slid back about maybe almost all the way off. And baby, I heard and laughed at myself, laughed with the other two girls that saw it, and heard pulled it back down, went to class. After that, I stopped walking underneath that doggone tree. I stopped. I might have had maybe one more incident like that after I had got out of school totally. But baby, after that, I started press down, shake it together, and run it over. The Bible said that. I started doing that with the wigs, though. I started putting elastic bands in there, sewing everything down, with nothing to go nowhere. So that way, when you ever seen a singer shake their head like this, they shake their head full of hair, and that's probably a wig, a lace wig. It's secure by either glue or elastic band or both. I start securing the wigs. Do you hear me? That was one of the most embarrassing moments that's ever happened in my life. I got more, but like I said, I go by what I'm approved to tell, so I was approved to tell that. That was funny. I couldn't get mad at the other two girls laughing at me because I knew I had been getting warned before. I had walked underneath that tree, and I had been getting away so many times. And then this day was like, yeah, I'm going to let the branch get you. So I laughed with them. Go right ahead and share, sure. Whatever you're comfortable with sharing, so you're not required. Funny stuff, man. See, there's other stories I can tell, but they involve other people. And see, I got to go get their permission. That's how that works. It's common courtesy. But I'll be waiting on you to share yours if you're comfortable to share yours. I'm trying to make sure I periodically look at this screen so I don't miss anything y'all are putting here. I'll make sure I don't miss it. Any comments you guys put in here. Eventually I am going to go get myself something to drink so I can stay hydrated. Okay, read the comments here real quick. I can't talk about this on this video, and it has nothing to do with you sharing this story. In fact, let me go on record by saying, first of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. Us women have probably at least one time in our entire lives have had an embarrassing story, similar or worse, or not as bad, but still equally as embarrassing. Two, there needs to be sensitivity. Not that he's not sensitive, but the fact that his age, he's still learning. There needs to be sensitivity classes taught for develop young men in regards to women and how to handle stuff like that. Because once he becomes a grown man, it's at least going to be expecting him to buy for his girlfriend's wife, fiance, and his daughter, should he have one. Yeah. You just open a page to a book that I'm going to have to put in a separate video one day. Thank you for sharing it. I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm happy you felt comfortable enough. I'm honored that you felt comfortable enough to share that with me, which is indeed not a right, a privilege. So I do appreciate that, and I hold that dear. Yeah, that's one thing definitely needs to be taught more of. There needs to be some sensitivity classes taught on that. Work is never done, I tell ya. Definitely need some more sensitivity. They need sensitivity classes on that. I don't know if they have them. Maybe they have them. Maybe they don't go that far in depth and teach etiquette about that. Yeah, they need some etiquette classes on that. Just in general, just in case, even if those young men don't, your age and a little bit older, but they're still not yet adults, they still need those type of classes just to teach them etiquette. Like, hey, just be mindful of this. If you see this, that's a pad. Okay, sir? Don't feel awkward. Yeah, just things to look out for. That way they won't be totally caught off guard. And one day they have a girlfriend get married, and they got to go shopping for their wife, girlfriend. When she say pick up pads with wings, that doesn't mean chicken wings and then the pads. Yeah, there's actually pads with wings. Yeah. It's a little bit after 7. I realized that it went so fast. It's okay. Okay, let's find the one I was braiding on. Got to lean back a little bit. Braid on this here. Okay, and we go over this side. We got that completed. Keep this on one side, so we don't get it tangled over here. We have Braden Hill. We done talk about embarrassing stories, about how we need teachers, more teachers in the spirit, and how I respect the ones that are still teaching, and that y'all aren't paid enough while we're working on all of this. And about how they need sensitivity classes for young kids, the young men in development, about feminine hygiene stuff. Just how to not be awkward with seeing the stuff. We got a lot of background noise, so I'm going to quickly mute for a moment. All right, background noise is passed. So this is never bye, it's always see you later. I have enjoyed each and every one of you and the conversations we have had while we are working on all of this hair. I will link you to a related playlist as soon as it allows me to, if it applies, and if not, it'll still be here for those who want to run it back. Until